name is Douglas Mapp. I'm an associate professor of jazz studies at Rowan University, and I started the Rowan Jazz Camp in the summer of 2007. I hired the best musicians and educators in the area. Luckily, most of them already teach at Rowan University.
I'm Denis Di Blasio, head of the jazz program here at Rowan University. I think the feel of this camp is a real positive feel, and you can see it in the kids. The kids are enthusiastic about what we're doing. They're really enjoying it, you know. And a lot of that has to do with who Doug Mapp has hired to be here at the camp.
I feel like not all the students even realize how great some of these faculty guys are. I mean, these are some of the best musicians in this area, and not even in this. I mean, these are some of the best musicians in the country, best musicians in the world, and they're here at Rowan, you know, teaching high school kids, you know, and they're here because they love to do it. You know, they could be out doing something else, but here they are.
But a jazz camp is such a hip experience, man. It's intense, obviously. You know, for 8 hours a day, you're dealing with jazz, and you're dealing with improvisation, jazz theory, reading music, reading jazz, talking about the business of jazz, talking about how to practice to become a better jazz musician, talking about what it's like to be a jazz musician. How do you get to this point in your career? How do you have a career? All kinds of things can happen in a jazz camp.
I feel like camps like this can really give students a deeper appreciation for the music, you know, because we touch on so many different facets of playing, you know. I mean, we talk about people that they should be listening to, especially from a historical standpoint, you know, because a lot of them don't know about the history of this music, and it's so deep. And through that, they really gain a greater appreciation for the arts, you know, especially jazz. So when they go out and they listen to, you know, music that's being played today, they can understand it on a much deeper level, you know, gain a greater appreciation for it because of that, you know. So we really cover a lot of different things at this camp in that way.
Well, I think what they're getting out of these camps is some information that they're not going to forget. And I say that because the information comes at them hard, fast, and furious for 5 straight days. These young players are just exposed to these world-class musicians playing in world-class orchestras at this camp, and they're talking about theory and lessons and bowing concepts, and so it's so intense, and there's so much information. And every camp I do, I see these students at the beginning of a camp, like, some are shy, some are quiet, some have skills, some don't have so much skills, you know, some too many skills. But at the end of 5 days, everybody lifts up their abilities, you know, to varying degrees. But it happens to everyone.
The kids have a great time. We always have repeat campers. And it's interesting that usually the week after the camp, I'll get at least 10 emails from people saying they want to know the dates for next year because they want to start saving their money, or they want to even plan their vacation around the jazz camp. We've had a number of kids who've planned their vacations around the jazz camp. We even had a kid who asked if he could come 4 hours late the first day because his family planned on getting back from their cruise the morning of the jazz camp. And they drove here from New York City after they got here from a cruise.